as I said, as I think Ian told you, we raised it or Dennis raised it at a meeting with Vicky McCauley and John O'Shea in the same room, and John O'Shea has agreed that you come back to the Mail Centre. It's been said by Atos and everybody else, and that's what's going to happen. So that's where we're going to head for.
You know what gets me though, Billy, is that he's been able to get away with this bullshit for 6 months.
Right. Now,
it's fucked up my life, you know, and it's not getting fucking
this is between you and me sitting here having a conversation now, James. The thing of it is, you're now going to come back into a situation that you said was causing you great deals of stress. I'm concerned about that.
So am I.
I don't want you to come back and feel stressed, because it doesn't do you any good and it doesn't do anybody any good.
One of those Atos reports says that John O'Shea shouldn't be anywhere near me.
I haven't seen that.
It doesn't. No. It says I shouldn't come into contact with
my by the way, I'm sorry about that being Friday, but I'm actually everything's coming up on the same. Also, I thought I'm going to take a couple
Dennis reckoned, when I saw him the other day, Dennis reckoned that John O'Shea and Tony Salmon won't now come anywhere near me. What
I want you to do is they know the situation, they know whatever it is. I don't want you to go into one. I want you to be able to come and see either me or Ian and just go on the quiet and say, look, this has just happened or that's happened. So we will get up, and what I'd also do is you also do at the same time is you make a diary. And if you feel there's anything happening that you feel not happy with, you diarise, and also you can tell us and we will diarise and see what's happening. Do you not, I think one of the recommendations was that you go into mediation.
I'm not going to be doing that.
Pardon?
I'm not going to be doing that.
Right, I thought that was exactly words, but you do realise if you're not doing that, then that doesn't show you. I don't know whether no one's mentioned it. I see it somewhere on a report. I think that Tim Kye, it said about mediation.
Why the fuck should I do that? Those two have tried to get me out of a job.
We do have this thing, but I mean, I'm not certain how mediation works. It's one of the recommendations usually come out of bullying and harassment.
I don't have to take it. It's voluntary, Billy, and I'm not going to take it.
Okay, but just
no. Seriously, John O'Shea, Tony Salmon are playing some little fucking grudge match game with me, and they think they're going to shift me and get me out of my job. I'm not going to sit in the room with them.
If it was done, it would have to be done on a very. Wouldn't be me doing it.
Billy, it's a waste of time, right? Because we all know those two tried to get me out of the job. Do you think all that stuff that happened at Halesworth was an accident? I don't think it was an accident. I think he caused it. He sent an email to my manager down in Halesworth, right, and left a big blank area in the email, and Paul Brown had said basically it was for me to draw my own conclusions. I said, can I have a copy? And he said, if I can show you a copy of that email, they'll show me my P45. Right? That's why I've got to come back, because wherever I go, he can get me. So let him get me in the Mail Centre when I've got the union with it.
We can get you to Peterborough, but there's rumours of them going there, knowing you. If I want to get rid of John O'Shea, I'll get you a job in Peterborough, he might follow you. What I would do is, I want you to come back and try and do, if you have anything, not to say anything, but to tell me or Ian, and also for you to log it. Alright? And that's...
I do log it, Billy. Or up to a point I was logging it, and I got to the point where I just
gave up. I want you to also tell me at the same point in time is what you do.
Well, I was keeping notes of this. Yeah, incident of bullying and harassment, Kevin Canham at Halesworth. You see, I went to speak up. I telephoned them. These fuckers intercepted it and said no, it's been dealt with under the grievance when it wasn't. They've cancelled my counselling. When I had counselling, that's been taken away and hasn't been reinstated.
Do you have counselling for
the whole fucking thing, Billy? I'm off with depression, aren't I, and stress.
Because...
Yeah, I've been off with depression and stress.
Right. Even though you're going to get back in the Mail Centre, I don't believe personally you're back to 100%. I believe you asked for a rehab plan, come back in the Mail Centre.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You come back onto staggered hours. Don't come straight back into full hours. Okay? To get yourself back load in.
I'm going to need to, it'll have to be a pretty short one because I'm going to need to re-establish my finances after this lot.
Okay. Well, make it a short one then. That's
What about this? Look, fucking Thursday, 12th September, right before I left. John O'Shea stood on the sorting office floor for approximately 30 minutes within 10 metres of where I was setting up equipment, mainly talking to Paul Hayes. Ben Townsend stated that he was making his presence felt and he'd been seeing more of him this week than in the whole time he'd been at the office, approximately 3 years. Right? He clearly felt that John O'Shea's presence was deliberate, as I did. You know, that's the sort of shit he did to me down at Ipswich and he's doing it to me here, you know, trying to intimidate.
What you need to do, if you're not going to go there, is you need to itemise them and also tell me when it happens, or Ian, and we'll log it as well. And we need to look at where it's put.
See, these people have got away with shitloads. All I'm getting in getting back to Norwich is where I was before I went to Halesworth, and the risk is still there, isn't it? Like you said.
The thing of it is, if you feel that is what is happening, and then we're putting you back into the same position as what's happened before.
Well, no, I need to be back there because I can't work otherwise. I don't want to leave.
No, I'm
What
not
about
asking you to leave.
Justin Elliott explained to me that Tony Salmon had been telling other managers that I had a predilection for recording things at work, which left Justin concerned that I might have recorded him saying something sensitive in the past that might be used against him. You know, what fucking business has Tony Salmon got doing that? Running around. This is what he did before I left.
So what is that you got there?
This is part of my diary that I was keeping. What's it say? The whole thing is such a tangled conspiracy that I need to get out of here before I blow a gasket and do something I might regret. Look at the fucking one about Salmon, what he said to me, because he kept coming up to me going, you know, you can't win this. And I said, do you know what? This doesn't involve you, Tony. You'd be best advised to stay out of this. I said, you should know better after last time. And he said, no, I am staying out of it. It's just that John O'Shea asked me to get involved in it. And I said to him, no, I'm staying out of it. I said, well, you're not fucking staying out of it then, are you? Because he was running up to me and he was saying all these things. Hey?
There's one guy I just do not rate in one shape or form. Say one thing. He was on the floor one night and I forget what I was saying with manager who worked and he said, I never work, I don't ever do anything. 5 minutes later I walked around the corner, he's pushing the Yorkies.
Yeah.
I looked at him, I said, he said what? He said, I thought you never worked. Yeah, but you just I'm just pushing.
No. Do you know I was at his stag night? When I wanted to go home at 3 o'clock in the morning, I said, Tony, I've got to be at work at 8. Don't go, no, mate, you know. He always played up and be a mate, and that's what he was doing at Norwich, right? Kept coming up late, he was being my mate, and what he was saying, and I'll tell you what he said. Here's one of them. We discussed the fact that the procedure was not being followed, and he stated that we both know there can only be one way forward, an employment tribunal. He said, you know you can't win this. He also said that the chat on the previous Monday was well meant, and asked if I understood that. I told him politely not to get involved in this matter. He said he was staying out of it and that John O'Shea had asked him to get involved, but he had told him the same thing. Right, you can see why I left, because it's those two fucking pushed me out again, you know. And what's this company done about it? What have they done about him? Let me see the one about previous Monday. Had a discussion in the afternoon with Paul Hayes, Pat Parsons, Tony Salmon, who were all in the manager's office, apparently discussing my case. Although why Tony Salmon should have anything to do with it, or even be in there, is beyond me.
Discussing your when you went for manager.
Yeah. It reminds me very much of how he slipped furtively into the room at Ipswich after I had just had the disastrous reconciliation meeting with Jim McGarry, in which I felt he had been eavesdropping from outside the window. This sneaky man is making trouble again, and he should stay out of this case. In my discussion with the managers, I was informed that one Andy C. Brown case manager had been appointed from outside Norwich.
Tony Salmon approached me at the end of the shift after everyone else had left the work area. He advised me to step back from the case and let the professionals handle it, because it would make me ill. He said I looked like I did at Ipswich, as sick as I did then, and he could see that this case was affecting me, and that he felt that if I continued with my course of action, he would be surprised if I lasted a week before somebody said something stupid to me and I walked out of my job. Then there would be just me and my dog again. He kept repeating himself about stepping back from the case and didn't seem to listen to anything I tried to say. He said, I'm not saying this as a manager, I'm saying it as a... But he never mentioned the word friend. He just went back to talking about my health and letting the professionals deal with it. He must think I'm stupid. He's doing the old pals act with me and thinks I can't see it. I think he's the stupid one because he keeps having little chats with me about the ET in 2010, telling me how I'm wrong about John O'Shea and he's not a bad person, and that he's helped him out when he was bullied by Kevin McCarthy at Ipswich, which is why John O'Shea has brought him to Norwich. Also telling me that he's been on antidepressants for a long time, etc. Anything to win my confidence because he or somebody else seems to think I like him just because I was lenient with him at the tribunal, as I've previously told him. He also keeps saying that Royal Mail were going to settle with me at the tribunal because of the expense of it all. When what I wanted was to get my job, my prospects and my life back. But I never really have, as it appears. That is Tony Salmon. Just like John O'Shea.
Yeah.
And that's why they get on.
Yeah, they're both very... but what I need you really to do, and the only thing I could think we can do, is you note everything. You let me know, or Ian know, anything you feel that you're unhappy with, so and if we got anybody around or anyone there who's witnessed, and we have that as well. We also got to be a little bit, I know what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying, and that's why I'm saying to note everything. At the same time, come back there, I don't want you making yourself ill. Now I know what you just said, I don't want you making yourself ill because that's trying to keep you.
I've been ill, Billy, for 6 months, 7 months now.
I know you have.
You know, what can I do? I've been on antidepressants since fucking June or August.
I know. So the basic
But I need to work.
I do realise you need to work. We'll get you back to work is what we're going to do, and we're going to keep an eye on what goes on, and we'll make sure Ian's aware and I'm aware what's going on.
I think this is the problem, Billy. I need to be back in the mail centre where people and union reps are. Down there, Trevor's never there, you know. I don't think I ever saw Trevor there.
As I said to you before you went, it's a fucking hard place, it's deliveries. I wouldn't go back there with all the tea in China, but I know about deliveries. And then you get all these stupid little pricks who want to come in about 15 to half an hour before the duties, and everybody piss in and get the job.
Well, I heard them. They basically said we're lucky to have a job. Well, hold on, mate. You know, we have the job, and we have the job we have because we have a union that makes our job and gets us our rights. But then you don't fucking do what your union asks you. You don't support your union down there, you know.
Yeah. But that's what we do. But what I'm going to ask you to do is know everything and let us know. I'll come make sure you're alright on a regular basis until you feel like you're fitting in. Hopefully John will keep well clear. Tony Salmon I don't know about because I don't know what he's saying.
Do you mind if I light up in here?
You can light up, mate. If you've got a smoke in here, mate, you can smoke in here. Don't bother me. I'm an ex-smoker, so don't give a shit about people smoking anywhere near me. That's up to you. That's up to you.
If John O'Shea and Tony Salmon carry on, then it will be a constructive dismissal, and I will leave, and then I will take this company
where's your
for a
grievance,
fortune.
or where do you want to go with your grievance against them? Where have you gone, or is that now?
Against them?
Against
O'Shea?
Yeah.
Well, the letter from fucking Tim Party is here somewhere, and it's you know, he's just totally fucking wrote it off. Basically, they're making out nothing ever happened.
Get as many. Where do you want to go? And the other thing of it is, what I would ask for, or we would definitely try and get, is some conduct code issue goes on at Halesworth about round the guy bullying you there. I feel that is really, really fair. The other thing what we look to do is what we need to be thinking about doing now. Was Dennis dealing with your last stage 3 though? Dennis is dealing with that. I'll have a word with Dennis about that.
Well, I've spoken to him this week, didn't I? And,
you spoke to him Monday. I missed him Monday.
yeah,
I need to speak.
no, he came round and we met, and he's seen this as well, and he said it's so
What's that?
fucking vague.
Is that what?
That's Tim Kai's final decision. That's fucking ridiculous. You know, it's like all they've said, Billy, is the manager made a mistake.
How would you like? Now this is not me being funny. How would you like John O'Shea and Tony Salmon to act towards you when you come back in the mail centre?
I don't want him to come anywhere near me. That's how I would like.
Alright.
I don't want anything to do with either of them. You know, and if O'Shea pulls any fucking shit with me again.
I'm asking that because I don't want you to go round, because bullying and harassment could be when 2 people, like otherwise someone turn their back and ignoring you or whatever. That can be also classified that.
I don't care if they ignore me. I want them to ignore me. I want them to leave me alone.
Right.
And if you speak to O'Shea, you can tell him I want him to leave me the fuck alone now.
Okay.
Right? Because I obviously got a little bit of a mental health
I've got to
condition.
be a little bit careful, James, because the fact that he is the mail centre manager.
Fucking-
No, I know that. I've got to be a little bit careful that the fact of it is he will go everywhere and be everywhere he can be, and he does walk around the office occasionally.
Yeah, he can.
I know,
But he'll know, and I'll know when he's crossing the line, Billy. Right?
That was when you will note it and tell me or tell Ian that that's happened. I will say that he will, and he must really will do it.
What happened down at
But I
Halesworth?
didn't want to say that to him, and then you say, oh, he turns his back on me when he sees me
He
come.
blocks me again on a job promotion. Right? There's no ground, and the company's not giving me anything back for this. Right? He's fucked me over, and they're saying, "Oh, he made a mistake." He did not make a fucking mistake. I unofficially
The
tried to get him to
trouble is with
reconsider
job
it.
promotions is they have their little blue-eyed boys.
Mhm.
And that's where they're going to go, and some of it is, James. I'm not
Yeah,
saying,
they'll
I'm
come
not
up
saying
against
you're
the law,
right or
Billy.
wrong in that case.
They'll come up
But
against the law,
I
then,
feel
won't
that
they?
some of the case is that some of the people are already been earmarked for those fucking jobs
They
before.
were. I fully believe that.
That
That's
is
what
the-
happened in that job.
Whether it's a personal
But they
attack,
fucked me. They fucked Carol and Brian and everyone else on the
Yes.
last run.
it's a really badly as per
It's
you.
not badly handled. They've done it on
Yeah,
purpose.
no,
Billy.
it is badly handled. Carol was because people like Carol tried out to be manager. He's never had him back in the room and sat him down and said, "This was your failings," or "This was you."
No,
Didn't. He
But
just
this is my
ignored
point.
him.
This is my whole point. It's about him putting who he wants on those jobs,
Yeah.
and it's not fucking on, and it's illegal, right? And if he fucking blocks me again, I'm going to take this company to court, right? I'll leave, and I'll take them to court, and it will cost them hundreds of thousands of pounds, you know. And they're lucky I haven't fucking left already.
You're going to have to let me know if you're going to still feel this in 6 months' time, because then we're going down the road whether we actually need to get you totally out of the area altogether, and whether we move. If you want to move somewhere that is, he's not. I don't want you going down the road and making yourself ill or getting yourself into a state or anything like that. Those sort of feelings.
All I know is this, right? For months
Because the
now, I haven't had anyone.
two of you are going to actually have to exist in the same mail centre, and that's what I'm trying to say to you. Two of you are going to have to exist in the
What I
same
want
mail.
to know, what I want to know is what the fuck this company is actually going to do about him. And it looks like it's nothing. And so they can get away and do anything they want.
Absolutely nothing.
It's bullshit. So what do we have all these procedures for?
Because if he went back to Chelmsford, they must really lynch him. If he went into Ipswich, they must really lynch him. Now, I still think he's a sneaky fucker. I'm a little bit not so argumentative as a lot of people is, though he still thinks I'm an argumentative. I've heard from being on my back, he still thinks I'm an argumentative little fucker. But I'm perhaps not so. Where in some unions, like in Ipswich, they will just say no to fucking everything just to be awkward. I'm not that type of person. I will say no if I think it's wrong. I will not go along with things if I think they're wrong, but I will go along with it. I won't be awkward for awkward's sake. I can't see that. Life's too
And
fucking short.
I haven't done that since he's
No,
been
I'm saying
at
you,
Norwich
that's
either.
me.
No, and I'm saying that
So
since
that might be why me and John O'Shea are not, as I think he's a sneaky fucker, as I think he can do things beyond my back, yes he does. and he tries to sneak him in behind his back. He went red in the face the other day when he told him he couldn't do something he wanted to do. I will not. Yes, I think he is sneaky. I know he's sneaky, and I will have to learn to live with that sneakiness. I might get someone who's worse or better, or whatever. Dawson was the last one. It was a different kettle of fish. He was being a bad old bloke, really.
No, I didn't think
Straight.
he was, but I'll tell you what, when I went for that
But
job
he-
interview, he fucking played the company's line, and that is...
He will play the company's line.
Yeah, of course he did.
He will play the company's line very much so.
And that's why in that report they say, Andrew Dawson is a very qualified person and all
Andrew
this.
Dawson is...
He's qualified, yeah, but that doesn't mean he's...
Because he come out of HR, and that's where he come... Andrew Dawson is a qualified person. He's nice. He's a reasonably... But they can all be nice when they want to be nice.
Well, the fact is, they're all managers, Billy, and at the end of the day, the company's
Well, what I'm saying to
feeding
you
them.
is, I don't want you to come back in there in 6 months' time, you're getting yourself stressed out again because we're going down the same route.
Well, unfortunately...
We'll have to have a sit down and have a conversation where we're going to deal with that. Obviously,
You want
keep
that
a record. Oh, don't mate. You keep a record of the Subway. I was depressed this morning as well, so I had a Subway. Subways cheer me up. They're quite nice. That's good. I like Subway. What I like about Subway, I used to go to Tiffin's on the corner. And you used to go in there and you'd have a cheese salad sandwich, and I'd say cheese salad, pile of salad in, and they used to do it. You come back with and you go cheese salad, and you go lettuce, yeah, tomato, yes, cucumber, yes. And I'm like, fuck that. So I go down to Subway, and you say to them, she do the sandwich. She say salad. I say, yeah, pile it in. She go, okay. And I get a sandwich about that big, but no, I'm a Subway. The thing is what I was asking you is, I'll have a word with Dennis where you're going to go where Dennis feels we should be going with this, or whether we draw a line under this, to be quite frank. But I'll have a word with Dennis, okay? Well, we got already, and then the other thing...
I fail to see what the whole point of having a grievance procedure and a bullying and harassment procedure is. The law says it's there to protect us, but it's not protected me at all, has it? Using it has caused me a lot of grief.
I hate to say this, and I'm learning this as a rep, and I fell into the job 2 years, just under 2 years ago, as the area rep. And we didn't used to, Norwich Mail Centre didn't used to use many. I could never heard many grievances go on. I've started to use them. And they are procedure, and all these procedures are a pain in the fucking arse. Because Royal Mail the employer will go off on their own little tangent and do their own little thing, and trying to tie them fucking down is like trying to tie down a lump of jelly. Because it slip and slide all over the place. And in the end, in some respects, you can make yourself, unless you go to tribunal, and one of the reasons we do this is you end up going to the trial. If you don't feel that you got what's right, you've gone through the procedure, you go to tribunal, and I take it this is where all that procedure will come out. Otherwise,
But the point again, I've been to tribunal. Yeah, right, I got my job back, right? Yeah. But did it change anything? They didn't pay me anything except what they owed me in back pay. They never paid me compensation for what happened, right? They never punished the people involved. McGarry left, and I was told by Dan Tovey that he was actually forced to leave. But you know, the point is that what does the tribunal do to Royal Mail to punish them? They don't do anything. They don't, and they get to carry on. You know, they didn't impose some great big fine on them for all the law they broke. If I went now, would they do that? I don't know that they would.
This is where I'm trying to say to you, without putting you down, and I'm not putting you down, James. When it comes down to your health, is the most important thing to you. And sometimes, unless someone, and if there is a good case, we will reignite it. But you know,
Well, look at the state of Carol.
Give us. Oh.
Look what it's done to her. I know not everyone likes her.
Carol's going to go absolutely nowhere. She's been massively abused. There is managers in that mail centre who agree. Everyone I talk to agree on that. Everyone. And that is, she don't think she's got support. Paul Hayes cannot do anything about it. He says it pissed him off about it. He's not happy about it because 2 years serious for what she did is a joke. It then makes everybody else's 2 years serious not look strong enough, and it's a joke. But because it's been through the procedure, we're screwed. And it's now making her ill.
Well, it leaves her one thing, doesn't it? And that's constructive dismissal.
Yeah. It's now making her ill.
And this does make you ill, Billy. That's the whole point. It's a lot of stress. Right? So what do we do? Do we stand here and take up the arse because John O'Shea doesn't want you on his team? Why should that man have a job after what he did down in Ipswich?
Well, that's.
He shouldn't even still be employed, you know. And what I find is the fucker's left that job in Ipswich and come up here to run a mail centre. And he's on about 70 grand a year, or thereabouts, and I can't even get a fucking promotion. I can't even get on the acting list. You know?
I would give it some time then. Work with it, and we'll make sure you don't get bullied or harassed by either two in the meantime. Come back, try and work with it, and we'll see how it pans out. We'll have a meeting, I'll have chats. Make sure you're alright. Well, I'm just saying, don't let it.
Well, I need to get back into work to get my head.
I know in some respects. All I'm saying, don't let it eat you away too much, mate. Because in some respects, it's not fucking worth it. I know what it is. Like Carol's standing on there's principles and
quite so.
And this fucking and the fact is, all the way in life. And I talked to my brother who used to be a manager for Eon last night, and some things he was saying to me, I thought. In this job, in the Royal Mail, you're very well supported by CWU. What's happening out there is my brother was telling me, he said, hey, don't call them sick record. They don't call you going sick anymore, they call it unauthorised absences. I said, but if you're sick, you're sick. He said, no, they're unauthorised absence. He was managing for Siemens and Eon, and he said, I've been through all the procedures. And he said, if you trigger your stage warnings or whatever, no matter what you've been off with, they trigger them. And that's the type of thing we're dealing with out there in the real world, with no union. But so everything we can do in the CW, in Royal Mail, is good, but don't let it eat you, because if not, it will. Yeah. Don't let it eat, it's not worth you making yourself fucking ill over. No matter whether it's you, gotta look at the guy in the eye and say, you're a tosser, I'm not. And turn your back on it a little bit. Not saying that's the right thing, and if he carries on bullying you, because if he fucking bullies you, we will go for him. We will have a diary, we will have evidence, we will go for him.
The trouble with him, right, is that he directly won't do it. That's why he got Salmon to come up and have those chats with me. You don't think that Salmon's, I mean, that was about him doing what O'Shea told him to do, right, and fucking stick his order in.
We'll have that as a, but the same with Tony Salmon, just turn around and say, look here Tony, I don't want to speak to you, will you please leave me alone?
You say it to him, because if I say it to him then...
I will tell John and John O'Shea that I've told you that he knows that that you and Tony is the best to give you that a wide berth at this point of stage. And then when I say this point in stages, but you got to realise one thing, is that both managers in there, and they are both into doing that. So if they come up and say something, you got to do something, I would do it, and then if you're not happy about it, do it, and then come and tell us what's happened. Do remember they are managers, they have a job to do, the same as what you've done.
And I've gone along with that all the time that twat's been here, right?
Okay.
But, you know, and does that help me when I want to get on? You know what I mean? He hasn't respected that, has he?
Come back in, and I'm not going to say draw a line under it or anything like that, but carry on moving forward. Don't go back on this. Move forward. Keep it all there. Keep it all there.
I will.
Just move forward.
Because if the next, like I say, if it happens, if there's any more, I will do a constructive dismissal. I will walk. And all of this will come out and it will fucking go to the tribunal. Right, they thought I gave them a lot last time with 600 pages. All of this is just fucking, I mean, you know, and this time I won't take the job back. You know? Because if we can't get this company to fucking play by the rules and the law,
But
Then I'll take the money.
all I'm asking you to do, James, is come back with a little bit of fresh perspective, because otherwise we might end up, because you don't think
Well, put it this
we
way,
will
I'll
be
never
watching them. We might be watching them, but there's a good chance they'll be watching you at the same time.
I'm well aware of that.
All right.
But
But
at
all I
least-
want you to do is come back with a nice
Okay.
fresh perspective. But no, I've got to go in a minute. I'm not saying come back and bend over and take it up the bum. I'm saying come back and just for your health as well,
Yeah,
mate.
no, I know. I
It's
need
no
to be
good
back.
making yourself.
I need to be
has
back
be
at
a-
work for my health. That's the point.
Right, I do realise that.
You know, I mean, other than that, certain miles away from work, with no fucking thoughts except the lonely bastards in a pub, you know, who don't know anything about this world. Well, that fucker's getting fat. He's been getting fat for the last, what, however many years it is since they pushed me out of my job.
Well, just as I say, we'll move forward. We'll get you back in the mail centre, and then we'll get you back, you know, moving forward on everything around us, alright? Alright, James?
Sooner the better, yeah.
Right, and I'll see you a week on Friday. Don't worry, I won't forget that. He's sending me the paperwork.
That's
I'll
at
read
12
through
o'clock,
that.
isn't it?
Also, the good thing about it is because Dennis said about getting that statement from that guy, and that gives us an extra week to do that.
Yeah.
Alright, and I might even look at getting the statement from, see, give us a look, because he's going to send me all the paperwork, or he's sending us all the paperwork.
yeah.
We've got a chance to look at that.
The whole pack then.
Yeah, he's not going to send us the whole pack. Is that if we might get a chance to look at all the paperwork, and we might get a chance to also get that statement, if need be, of so.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what Paul's statement says, because I know what he told me outside in the car park, but you know, you don't know what he actually put in the meeting.
Trouble of it is, it's like all of this, is people see things, and as Paul Hayes was saying, people see things, but then when they turn around and might get asked to make a statement, they don't want to see anything. That tends
Well, I
to
saw him
happen.
right afterwards, and I didn't ask him to tell me anything, because obviously confidentiality, although I don't particularly subscribe to that, but there you go. He told me what he just said, without me asking, you know.
And this what he said in
So I said to him, did you actually see it then? He said, yeah.
okay.
So,
What we'll do is get in with. If not, I will try and get his telephone number and try and I'll see Trevor and see if we can make some sort of contact with him. Okay, and get a statement directly.
yeah, I mean, I think he's an alright guy anyway. He's a young man, you know, and he's a friend of Tanya's.
What I would do is I would try and get Trevor or someone, or we would try and get that statement. And that gives us a little bit more time to do it. So when he said that, I thought, oh, that gives us a little bit more time.
Yeah, well, obviously
Alright.
he hadn't come prepared either. So.
Yes.